Grand Rising, Sue. Okay.
Good morning. How are you, Pharaoh?
Very good. Having a little technical difficulties this morning, but we are on. I'm going to set up our video. One moment. And I'm going to first take off our waiting room on. So, I can't remove it. Crap. Great. So I have to stay in here to admit people in. All right, no problem. So in the meantime, I'm going to mute this.
I'm not the smartest. I'm not the brightest. I may not have all the best information, but I'm going to outwork you, and you would have to kill me to get me to stop chasing my dream. Have you made that decision? You don't need to know a little more. You need to execute a little more. You need to get after it. You need to make some mistakes. Perfection is the lowest possible standard. Quit trying to be perfect. You don't need to know everything. The best people I know in business, they take action when they don't know everything. They learn what they can and they go execute. They make a mess. You need to embrace the mess. Embrace the chaos. You're never going to know everything you think you need to know. That's why my low IQ, and I'm not kidding when I say that, is to some extent an advantage. I don't think about all the stuff I don't need to know. You take action. The Lord has a way when you step into a new space of revealing to you the people, places, resources, and things you need in that space, and you go from there and you go to the next one.
Here's the time to act. When the idea is hot and the emotion is strong. That's the time to act. Action pronto. Action immediate. Action as soon as possible. Because if you don't, here's what happens. We call it the law of diminishing intent. We intend to when the idea strikes us. We intend to when the emotion is high. But now if you don't translate that into action fairly soon, now the intent starts to diminish. And a month from now, it's cold. A year from now, it can't be found. So act. Set up a discipline when the emotions are high and the idea is strong and clear and powerful. That's the time to set up the discipline.
I have a great friend of mine named Carl Edwards, who was a NASCAR driver. I sponsored his car for a number of years. And he said the scariest thing in NASCAR is when there's a crash in front of you, we are trained to drive right into the smoke. If you look at the wall, you run into it. You cannot even look at the wall, you pull the steering wheel into the wall. So when there's a crash at 215 miles an hour and there's smoke everywhere, we are trained to drive right into the smoke. Can you imagine that? Imagine the fear level of driving into the smoke at 200 miles an hour when you know there are crashed cars in front of you. That's what you do as a driver to win. That's what you do as an entrepreneur to win. That's the difference. Knowledge equals execution and speed. Next thing you need to do, you need to stop negotiating the price tags in your life. The fact of the matter is that when I was struggling, I was constantly negotiating whether it was worth it. Is it worth it? I'm away from my family. It's costing me money. I had to come to this seminar. Is it when you're negotiating the price you're paying all the time? Does that sound familiar to you? Yes or no? Or the people around you are negotiating the price you're paying all the time. When I was poor and broke, when I would walk into a store, we all relate to this, I didn't look at what I wanted, I looked at price tags, and I flip them over. What's it cost? What's it cost? What's it cost? What's it cost? I can get that one. When I looked at a menu, what's it cost? What's it cost? I'll get that. People who come from scarcity and are poor thinkers are constantly negotiating price. Wealthy people, there's a thin veil. They negotiate worth. There's a difference between cost and worth. Is what I'm doing worth it? Is what I'm doing worth it? Not what's it costing me. In fact, the price you will pay for not winning is infinitely greater the rest of your life than the price you will ever pay to win. but you're negotiating it too often. You're vacillating. It takes your energy. It strips your focus. For most people, their will to win is for sale. For most people, with enough failure, enough setbacks, enough adversity, you can buy them. They will relent. They will sell their dream. They'll sell their kids. They'll sell their future. This is the truth. You remember I said this to you because you're going to face this moment. There's going to be a point in time in your life where what you know is not enough. And if you're me, when I arrive at those points, I got to find something higher than me to pull me through. And you're going to have to rely on your faith and the decision you've made where you've negotiated the price in advance before it hits. Because for most people, enough of that, they'll relent. Yeah, it just wasn't for me. You know, I learned all this stuff, just the timing was right. Or, you know, you don't know about where I live. Where we live, this stuff doesn't work. And you sell your dream. And what you do when you do that is you sold your children's future. You've sold your own future. You've relented and you've given in. I want you to think about that. Because when you go, nah, it wasn't for me. No. That's the easy way out. Nah, I decided I'm not going to pay that big a price for my grandkids' future. I've decided I don't want to really retire my parents. I've decided I don't really want to be somebody. I've decided all this stuff I say about who I want to be and what I want and all that other stuff, I kind of want it, contingent on it's not too hard. And that's what most entrepreneurs do. In fact, in a year, of the 500 people here, there will be several hundred of you who have already sold your family down the river. And I say that to you so that you can begin to negotiate the price in advance. I love you. I want you to win. I want to see you prosper. I want to see magic happen for you. And if you don't, while you're at this meeting, all the notes, all the logistics, make a decision that no matter how big the price gets, as long as it's legal, ethical, and moral, I'm going to pay it. I've negotiated in advance. My will to win, my family's dreams, my future is not for sale.
It hadn't happened yet, but I'm dressed for it. I'm ready for it. I'm learning about it. I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to walk into it. I'm ready to receive it. I'm getting ready for it right now. When it does happen, I'll already have my stuff. When it does happen, I'll already be in place. In other words, move into the place where the blessing is going to come. Have you ever noticed that whenever depression comes, one of the first things it tries to do is get you to stay in the house? Because the devil knows that in order to get a certain level of blessings, you have to be in a certain place. And he'll do anything he can to get you to be all dressed up, but in the wrong place. It's a dangerous thing to stay too long in a place that you're overdressed. It's all right to be in the lobby as long as you leave. But if you're gonna stay in the lobby too long, it will mess things up because you got to move into the place that you are preparing for. That's why no matter how much I love people, I can't stay in no place that I'm not trying to be. If I'm trying to go to the next level, it doesn't matter where I start. It matters where I finish. And I don't mind you seeing me dressed differently from you as long as you understand I'm on my way. You know, how y'all on the way to the beach, oh, have fun. You going to the pool, have a good time. Yeah, I'm going on over here. Why am I going in this direction? Because he's calling me. He's calling me. You go on wherever you want to go. Do what you want to do. But he's calling me. And when you start getting in the place, you don't fit. You don't fit, but you're there. See, being successful is lonely because you didn't fit where you came from, because you was dressed for where you're going. And you don't fit where you're going because you just left where you came from. And so you got to be prepared to be a misfit if God's going to give you this blessing. If you got to have a strong support system, you can't get this level of blessing because you're too in to be out, but you're too out to be in. You're too close to your destiny to let your history hinder you from getting to your destiny. And so when you start moving into your destiny, you're in the position, but you don't feel comfortable. Is there anybody in here who knows what it's like to be in a position that God gave you and you don't feel comfortable in it? You're in it, but you don't feel worthy of it. You don't feel right to be in it. You feel out of place in it, but God gave it to you. Well, get in the place and stay there. God knew who you were when he put you in the position. Stop feeling sorry for yourself and stop feeling unworthy and get yourself ready for what God, didn't he tell you he would do a new thing in you? Didn't he tell you he would make you the head and not the tail? Don't blow this miracle. This miracle, who am I preaching to? This miracle is for you. All God wants you to do is get in the place and wait. Isn't it strange to be excited about something nobody's excited but you? And your first tendency is try to make them be excited about something they're not excited about. But God says, just wait. Don't try to make it happen. Don't try to force it to happen. Don't try to throw out your business card. Don't try to get no reputation for yourself. Just be prepared and just wait. You're not going to have to open this door. God is going to open this door for you. When God opens a door, when God opens a door, it's mind-boggling. It seems like it comes out of nowhere. It just happens. Just when the devil said you wasn't going to get up. Just when your flesh said you're too stupid and you'll never be anything. God just opens up a door. He said, I set before you an open door. Let me tell you what's good about God opening the door. If you open the door, you have to keep it open. But when God opens a door, he said, doors I open, no man can shut them. Whoever I'm preaching to today, God is getting ready to open up a door for you that is utterly mind-boggling. You won't have to defend it. You won't have to fight for it. All you got to do is stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. God is going to open the door. If you just wait, this time you're going to walk through the door into your destiny. This time you're going to get your breakthrough, and all you got to do is wait.
Got some church this morning.
You have to understand why you're going.
Hold on, wait. Forgot to turn it off. There we go. Don't know why this is doing this. Grand Rising, brother Adrian. Peace.
Grand Rising, my brother.
Yeah, I'm so happy to see everybody this morning. All right, so let's start us up. So we are back on Zoom. And actually, hold on. Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Brother Hamsdell. So I am grateful to life. I'm grateful to God, our creator, and I'm grateful to the ancestors for making it possible for us to be able to meet this morning. And I just ask that the time that we spend together today, let it be very productive, let it be very efficient, and let it be very fun for all our entrepreneurs and business owners around here this morning. Hotep, amen, and ashe. So guys, like we had mentioned last week, we are back to Zoom. And next week I'm gonna remove this waiting room because if I don't keep an eye on it, people are stuck outside. So it's good. I'm glad to see everybody here. And actually, I want to take off my virtual background. I feel it's making me laggy a little bit. Hold on. There we go. You guys can see. It's funny. It still looks like a virtual background. All right, so this is it. You guys are seeing this is the business hub that I'm working out of this morning. So now that we're back to Zoom and we're back to recording our sessions as well, so we can archive these and we could use these for future. And because we'll be sharing it, I'll do a quick little introduction just so those who might be watching this after they know what this is about. So this is the OFC business team meeting where we meet every week. We have this meeting from 7:15 to 8:30, and where we start off with just some motivation. This morning we had church and it was very uplifting. Actually, it's very needed for me. I'm super stretched these days. And then we take an opportunity for to get to know each other a little bit better. We have a team of affiliates who are on. The affiliates are business owners who are dedicated to supporting the businesses and your success. So they will present, and then we have all the other entrepreneurs who are on the line as well. We encourage everybody to introduce themselves, who they are, what their business is about. We practice our elevator pitches together, but more importantly, we discuss some of the challenges that we have as entrepreneurs, some of our goals that we're looking to accomplish as business owners and entrepreneurs, and the type of clients that we're looking for. And then as a collective, as a team, we're all here to help each other to win. Now, this whole initiative started because of the collaboration between the OFC and BNI. BNI stands for Business Networking International. They are the largest business networking platform on the planet, serving over 280,000 business owners globally. And they have a similar structure where they meet on a weekly basis. Normally, the meetings are in the morning. We're literally following the same blueprint as BNI. And the reason we're doing that is because this is call it our BNI training pool. This is where we get our businesses ready to level up into an OFC BNI chapter, because OFC BNI chapters are very, I don't want to say tight. Let's just say they're very disciplined. It's a very disciplined collective. But there's a reason for that. There's a process. It's a proven model, and it's a model for success. And people who are part of BNI do win. So this is an opportunity that we have for our business owners, and our goal is to get you all to be able to level up and become members of an OFC BNI chapter. But like I said, the important thing is to be, prior to getting to there, it's important that you are ready to receive business. That's one of the most important things with BNI, is you have to be ready to receive more clients, because you will receive referrals, and you do need to be ready to handle them. So prior to getting into that pool, we want to make sure that, we properly support this pool so that you could do very well when you join into BNI chapter or CBNI chapter. So with that, there's just quick little housekeeping. Everybody, when we're doing our tool in the tab, everybody has 60 seconds to introduce themselves. Last week we had a good time and we switched it up a little bit. We had everybody present in French, so that was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So Dorothy, you missed it. You weren't here with us last week. Well, last week everybody had an opportunity to present in French, and so that was a cool little exercise. So every once in a while we'll push ourselves out of our comfort zone. And it's necessary, right? For us to be able to evolve as entrepreneurs and evolve as business owners, we want to do things a little bit outside of the norm, just so we're prepared. And in light of what's happening in the future, we know that for those who are here in Montreal, I think we're all here. Yeah, everybody here is in Montreal. We know that within the next year or so, English is let's just say it's going to be easier to operate in French. Let's just say that. So to keep it, always keeping the glass half full and being very optimistic. Oh, actually, Brother Deacon, you're not in Montreal, you're in Kingston. So you actually, that's true. You have an advantage.
If you say so.
Yeah. So that's what it is. But for those who are here, it's going to be good to be able to practice our pitches in French. And again, this is what we're here for. This is the perfect place to practice, right? This is where we're here to coach each other, support each other, and just help each other win, like I said. So with that, with no further ado, I think that was the only housekeeping things, is that we each have 60 seconds, 60 to 90 seconds to present, so that everybody has an opportunity to speak. If you have questions, if somebody says something that you want to respond to, please just make a quick note of it, because after doing the tool in the tab, then we open up the floor for conversation. And if you have had an opportunity to connect with each other, or you want to give anybody any shout outs for referrals or anything like that, you're also welcome to do it within your introduction. And then obviously you get a little extra time if you're giving some plugs in there as well. All right. Now, and we have an awesome treat today. So before we wrap up the meeting, we're gonna give some time. So like we had discussed in previous weeks, we're gonna start creating opportunities for us as entrepreneurs to present. So we are blessed with Brother Hamsdell, who is our car broker with us. So before we wrap up the meeting this evening, he's gonna be presenting his company in a little more detail for everybody who is on the call with us today, and everybody who's gonna be watching this video after the fact when I share it. All right, so with that, let me see, we have two affiliates on the line with us this morning. We have Ken Ingram and Velcia Scott. So Ken, you are here first. So Grand Rising, thank you for being here, Ken. So if you could just introduce yourself, your business, how you can help entrepreneurs, and if there's any ways that we can help you. The floor is yours.
They say the early bird gets the worm. Haha. The Achievement Center is a professional business training company, and we're like a springboard to propel you and your business higher. We exist to help business owners like yourself to learn how to bridge the gap between knowing what to do and doing it. We teach sales skills, strategy skills, leadership skills, and presentation skills that we all need, desperately need to get people to like, trust, and respect us. We teach you how to be the master of your own destiny. My housekeeper's favorite expression is she's highly flavored and blessed by the Lord. I feel that I am as well every time I have the opportunity to work with great business owners that want to win every single day. Some of us are weak in sales, some of us are weak in strategy. I teach you the skills that you need to help you to win every single day. I teach you the skills so you don't back down, like they said in the video. Our training programs are tax deductible because we are accredited by the Quebec government. And we're looking for clients just like you or anybody you know that's in business that wants to win. I mind your business. Thank you.
Man, that was good, Ken. You've been practicing that. That was sharp. Good job. Thank you very much. I have so much to say when it comes to your sales program. It has made a world of a difference in my life. So looking forward to deep diving a little bit more. And I'm looking forward to the community being able to fully benefit from the sales training that you offer. Sister Velcia, I see you're on. I'm not sure
No,
what that icon is.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I got the computer back, and same thing that happened last time. So now I've got to call them back because I'm locked out of my video.
Get out of here. After all that?
Yeah, after all that, but at least I have Wi-Fi connected to the Wi-Fi.
Good.
So, yeah. So sorry about that. This is the first day I'm putting it on for video, and now I see that it's not working. Yeah. Anyways, hi all. Good morning. So I am here. Were we actually doing it in French again? I was busy trying to figure out if I could get on.
You can if you want.
I was about to say, like, you're definitely welcome. I was going to call out Dorothy because she didn't do it last week, but
Okay, mais je suis capable d'expliquer que je suis. Je suis un coach de vie qui travaille avec l'aspect mental de pourquoi nous faisons ou ne faisons pas ce que nous avons l'intention de faire. En ce moment, je travaille avec des couples qui aiment perdre les points ensemble et renforcent leur relation. That's, yeah, that was horrible, but yeah.
What do you mean? That was good. Yeah, we're here to practice. And just to make sure I understand, did you say you're working with couples now? Les couples comme
Yeah.
Oh, that's new.
Well, I don't do the same thing always, but I always, because I have to keep my knowledge with everything working, because if you just do one thing, you forget everything else.
T'as complètement raison. You're absolutely right.
Ouais, ça, à cause de ça, je travaille avec les couples maintenant.
C'est nécessaire qu'on pratique notre français parce qu'il y a beaucoup de gens entre nous qui parlent français ou même quand on était plus jeune, on parlait français, mais quand on ne pratique pas, c'est comme on perd l'habitude. Parlons de ça encore?
Non, mais pour moi, je comprends tout quand tu parles, mais pour moi, de parler, non. Ça fait longtemps. Quand j'étais petit, oui, j'ai fait ça, mais maintenant, non, pas encore.
Mais tu vois, c'est exactement mon point. C'est à cause qu'on ne le pratique pas assez. Moi, c'est sûr, je suis dans une situation un peu unique à cause que je gère un réseau qui est complètement bilingue, fait que ça arrive assez souvent qu'il faut que je m'exprime en français. Ouais. But at the same time, I still lose words. Ça arrive que j'oublie des mots, so that's why c'est important qu'on pratique. So thank you for that, Velcia. So good. Thank you. Good introduction and within your time. Next. All right. So now on va faire notre tour.
I hate this. I can't. Oh, okay, go ahead.
But did you go in your settings? I'm not a computer tech guy at all.
Yeah, no, I can't. They have to go, and it has to go back onto the web, and they have to download Lenovo, something completely. Yeah, really.
Next level. Okay, well, you can see us, right? So you see
I can
my
see
face
you.
reaction?
Yeah.
Okay,
and I took my shower and everything. No.
Just so you can be fresh for this morning, and now we can't even see you. That's
Yeah, thanks, Ken.
Hilarious. Well, thank
Allons-y.
you, Velcia. Well, and
Merci.
so whoever's watching this video after, unfortunately, you do not get to see Velcia this morning, but you will be able to see her next week for sure when she gets.
Awesome. Wait,
camera.
let's see.
All right. So next, going in order priority as they got in this morning. So Sue was the first one to arrive to the business team this morning. So I see you're bright and early. Maybe you're an early riser like myself. So,
Oui, bien sûr, bien sûr. Bonjour tout le monde.
sure.
OK, je m'appelle Sue et je suis le propriétaire de VG Tropical. Ici, nous faisons les pâtés jamaïcaines végétaliennes avec des produits locaux et bio. Aujourd'hui, on peut voir que plusieurs personnes veulent prendre mieux soin de leur santé. Hein?
Mhm.
Alors, beaucoup de personnes aussi recherchent les produits plus naturels. VG Tropical, nous simplifions les choses pour tout le monde avec des pâtés bio, locaux et végétaliens. Merci.
That was really good.
Yay!
I'm trying, guys. I'm really
That
trying.
is awesome. So did you practice this week? It sounded like you practiced.
No, I just wrote it down this morning.
Good job. Good job. Hey, but you see, you just said something maybe, and that's something else as a tip or a trick to people out there. It doesn't hurt to write out your script. Even you might be writing it with spelling mistakes and stuff like that because you're writing it in French and you might not know toutes les accents, but whatever. But at least you could follow your script and it does make it a lot easier. So awesome, Sue. Great job. And I had some stuff to tell you.
Google Translate.
Je pense pour moi, c'est le mémoire parce que j'écris puis je lis en français, c'est parfait. Mais j'ai complètement oublié les mots quand je dois parler.
Ouais, mais c'est ça, c'est la pratique. So good. So merci Sue, merci beaucoup. Deuxième, on va à je pense que c'est frère Hamzdel. Bonjour Hamzdel. So you'll do your quick intro, but then we're gonna just dive into you after on fait notre tour de table, on fait notre back and forth. Before we close, you're gonna go into your full introduction. So right now, c'est juste un petit intro.
So I can present, let's say the regular, business presentation.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Yes.
So
yeah. And now, but now hold on, because you are francophone, so maybe you should be doing yours in English.
yes, I'm gonna do it in English. Yes, exactly. I understand that.
Okay, cool.
All right. Okay. So good morning, everyone. Did you know when you buy a car with cash money at the dealership, you cannot return it for any reason?
Oh,
In
shoot.
the case of George, who bought a used car from a dealership, and after 2 days, he heard a noise coming from the engine. So he decided to bring back the car for refund, and the dealership said he cannot take back the car because it was paid cash, and there's a huge chance he's responsible of that noise. So you can imagine the frustration of George. By using my services as a car broker, you will avoid this type of situation because my goal is to help you find your car within your budget, within your criteria, in the best mechanical condition. So this week, I'm looking for healthcare professionals who want to buy BMW or Audi. I'm Deja, car broker, and with AJ Couture, your car purchasing process becomes simple. Thank you.
Amazing. Of course. You can tell Hamzel's a veteran in this. He knows what he's doing. He comes sharp. Thank you, brother Hamzel. Health professionals. Okay, looking for Benz. Awesome. So next up, okay, now I can't remember who came in next. I'm just gonna go in order as I see them on my screen. Brother Stephen Walker.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm
Good morning.
here with my assistant, Kingston.
Good job. Yes.
To help me
Hello,
do a
Kingston.
reprieve on my birthday. So you might hear him talking in the background, taking notes and stuff.
No problem at all.
So who I am and what I do is I'm Stephen Walker and I represent Tamper Studios. So you may not know this, but a lot of people who are into creative art, they do this as a therapy. They do this because art is a way for them to escape whatever they might be suffering from.
Many people do this for many years and they come up with many projects and they never seem to get that work out. What Tamper Studio does is it provides an opportunity for artists to present their art on our platform and deliver that message to as many people to help them to get their recognition. Tamper Studios is also geared to promoting mental health and mental health awareness. Ipso facto, that's why we deal with these artists and other book makers. Tamper Studio is live now, and we're looking for people to, we're looking for artists to feature on the site, and also for our clientele, also for clients to return to Tamper Studios to search for arts. If they're moving, if they're leaving their parents' homes or going into a dorm, they can come to our site and check for what we offer there, and then pick up a few books. In the long term, Tamper Studios has every intention of creating a catalog of mental health professionals, life coaches, that we can provide to a community of people who may not have access to therapy through the job, and may want to be supported in some way, shape, or form with their trauma or whatever disorder they may be suffering from. So in the long term, that's what we intend to do. So right now, all we're looking for is for people who would like to feature their art. They can come to Tamper Studios. I'll be putting the site live I'll be putting the site URL into the chat after, and that's where we stand right now. So thank you, and I'll on the last half we can talk about our cross promotion in that regard. Thanks.
Amazing, thank you. And so you got a blind because you're in Ontario, so you didn't have to present in French, in case anyone was wondering. So you got, but next time, Steve, I'm gonna call you. I hope you practice.
En français?
Oui, la semaine prochaine. La semaine prochaine, c'est.
Pas de problème.
On le fait en français.
Pas de problème.
Good. Good. So thank you for that. And I have a couple of leads for you too. So when we do on the tab, I'll have some stuff for you. Brother Adrian Duncan, or who I call Raheem. How you doing, brother?
Que la paix soit avec tout le monde. Bonjour. Ça va bien aujourd'hui?
Formidable, merci frère.
Ok, moi je vais le faire en français encore. Mon nom c'est Adrien, je fais partie du salon de coiffure numéro 2 sur Saint-Michel-Légendes, 3374 Légendes, où on essaie de faire notre part communautaire pour donner des bons prix pour les communautés, pour comprendre les petits démarches pour des petites démarches pour faire savoir que l'importance de supporter entre nous. D'abord, on a on a beaucoup de support parti de Montréal, et OFC nous aide à savoir plus et connaître plus avec la communauté. Pourquoi on est là aujourd'hui? D'abord, on vous invite de venir. Je vais laisser mon coordonnées dedans pour savoir faire connecter. Puis même durant la semaine, je connecte avec un frère de Nigérien qui parlait de santé de manger. J'ai oublié son nom. Il fait partie de OFC. On a une bonne conversation. Et on savoir qu'on a un ami en commun qui travaille avec moi sur un conseil financier, Experior.
Oui.
Et on avait une bonne discussion. Même j'ai fait un contact avec notre ami Ken Ingram sur Alignable. D'abord, c'était une bonne semaine.
Nice, formidable. Merci, Adrian. Wonderful, good job with doing it in French as well. And did you say you connected with Ken, and you connected with somebody else that works in health or in
Yes, last week he presented. Unfortunately, I don't remember his name.
Oh, from Liquid Green? No, not Fred.
Yes.
Yes, Fred Cox from Liquid Green.
Yes.
Amazing.
And we're supposed to have a meeting together so that he can let me know about the business. We had a nice conversation. We find out that we have a friend in unison.
Right.
Not only that, it's a person that brought OFC to our business team.
Really?
Yeah, so it's a small world, small world.
Very, very cool. I'm happy to hear that. That's very, very cool. So thank you. Merci encore pour le partage. And I have some quick things for you as well when we get back around. Qui a pas présenté encore? OK, on a Dr. Williams. Bonjour, Dr. Dorothy Williams. Dorothy, are you with us? Yes.
Farrell.
Est-ce que tu es prêt? Tu le présentes en français aujourd'hui?
Don't go there, Farrell. All right.
No, not yet. Okay. You can say now. It happens.
Bonjour tout le monde. How's that?
Good.
All right, good. Okay, so I'm president of blackbiblio.com, and the company started in 2006. We create Canadian Black resources for teaching Canadian Black history in the schools. And our major product is called the ABCs of Canadian Black History Kit. It's available both for French classes as well as English. And we sell these kits to schools, to school boards, educators, homeschools, community centers, churches, any environment where they're looking for credible, verifiable resources for teaching the children, teaching adults about the Canadian Black presence. We also have collector's cards, which are available for the public at public prices. There's $20 for a deck of cards. And we're about to hopefully launch a history app soon. And we're looking for opportunities to make pitches to schools, both in French and English. I don't do the French pitch. And so looking for agents to do the selling and the promoting, and also distributors for retail. And that's where Ken and I hooked up. So I have no idea if I went over my time, but that's where we're at.
We are good. 111. Good numbers too. 111. Thank you, Dr. Williams. And I have a couple of quick points for you after when we're doing our tool the tab. Just some ideas that came to mind. But I'm also noting that you need a French sales rep. Okay. Amazing. All right. Maybe we could do that. Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Williams. And we had missed you last week when we started our whole French tool in the tab.
I was in Toronto speaking English.
Oh, good,
I was doing another film, so I was not in town. That's why I was here, guys. Sorry.
No problem at all. No problem. But you were missed. Thank you, Dorothy. Okay, so we have two more. So we have Preston, who is one of our affiliates, and I had and who does bless us after these sessions with a Ask Me Anything marketing session that are exceptional for everybody who has been taking part. But so Preston, welcome, bonjour. Est-ce que tu présentes en français aujourd'hui?
Oui, je peux présenter en français, bien sûr. Comment ça va tout le monde?
Bonjour.
Je m'appelle Preston. J'ai une agence en marketing ici à Montréal. Je reste à La Salle. Mon but principal, c'est d'essayer d'aider le plus de monde possible. Mon passion, c'est vraiment de faire étudier les gens, de faire apprendre les gens au niveau des techniques marketing pour mieux aider votre entreprise. À date, j'ai une formation que je fais chaque semaine après cette cours à 9h le matin, 9 à 10, que j'ai un programme qui s'appelle Ask Me Anything. Tu peux demander n'importe quelle question que vous avez à propos de marketing numérique ou d'affaires ou technologie, puis j'essaie de vous aider le plus possible. À date, j'aide beaucoup de gens de l'équipe de OFC à mieux améliorer leurs entreprises. Mon prochain but principal, c'est de travailler avec Dorothy. Je sais, Dorothy, ça fait un petit peu qu'on essaie de connecter. Puis mon but principal cette semaine, c'est d'essayer de vous aider avec les projets que vous avez en place. C'est tout.
Formidable. Merci beaucoup, Preston. Et tu parlais, j'avais une note, mais c'est pour plus tard. C'est concernant l'initiative que vous faites ensemble. But I will share, I do have a question to ask you guys about that initiative. What I have coined it, the initiative that you guys presented last week, Velsia and Ken. I think it was last week you presented, or week before. I do have a question about that, and I know Preston's also involved in it, so I just jogged my memory. But I'll come back to that after. And last but very far from least, we have so now that you just graduated, do you have another title on your name? Are you a doctor as well? No, it wasn't a PhD, but is it? So are you Dr. Alvina Ryan right now? Is that what it is? You got to change your name on here. Yes. So congratulations again on that. Please, round of applause for you, Alvina. Congratulations. A lot. And so big shout out to you. Congrats.
Alvina, what is your specialty?
Pardon?
Doctor in what?
Philosophy and business administration.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Philosophy, business administration. Good job.
Yes.
Yes, amazing. So welcome. So please, so the floor is yours. I could give you extra time if you need it.
Alors, bonjour tout le monde. Je ne savais pas que je devrais présenter en français. Mon nom, c'est Alvina Ryan et je suis très fière d'être un nouveau gradué avec un nouveau titre. Alors, dans le OFC, je gère votre propriété. Alors, des gens, des fois, ils m'appellent pour dire « Hey, est-ce que je peux avoir une Airbnb réservation? » Mais ce n'est pas exactement ça que je fais. Je peux vous aider, mais c'est la même chose si vous avez fait de votre part. Alors, qu'est-ce que je fais exactement? C'est que vous avez une propriété, peut-être c'est une maison que vous utilisez comme en fin de semaine dans le nord ou dans l'est ou quelque chose comme ça. Et pendant la semaine, vous n'utilisez pas, ou peut-être vous allez juste là l'hiver pour faire du ski ou l'été juste pour avoir des choses en famille, mais il y a beaucoup de semaines que vous n'utilisez plus. Alors moi, je crée une proposition d'utiliser votre résidence pour faire de l'argent. Alors, vous êtes la propriétaire de ton maison, rien change. Qu'est-ce qui change? C'est que nous, on va louer ou sous-louer à court terme via Airbnb votre résidence. Et c'est gagnant-gagnant parce que vous allez faire de l'argent, vous n'avez rien à gérer, c'est nous qui gérons tout, on donne des rapports, on trouve les gens qui vont nettoyer, on trouve les gens qui vont faire des petites réparations s'il y a. Alors, c'est tout géré par nous. Alors, c'est vraiment une situation utile. Et c'est un revenu passif pour vous. Alors, qui est-ce que vous connaissez qui a une maison comme ça, qui n'utilise pas toute l'année longue? Ça, c'est un client intéressant pour moi. Il faut juste donner les numéros et moi, je vais faire le reste. Alvina Ryan, gérant de votre propriété, je crée des situations gagnant-gagnantes.
Nice, amazing. And so, yes, you definitely caught off guard. And c'est à cause tu avais manqué la semaine passée. Fait que la semaine passée, on s'est dit, on va se challenger un peu parce que basically we realized that yes, we do see a lot of similar faces every week. And we do know our businesses, but there is still a value in us practicing our elevator pitches and getting it better. So we said, you know what, why not go a step above and start practicing them in French so that, you know, when as the tide changes and things, you know, like we already know, as English becomes a very second language here, we'll be prepared for it. So I'll introduce myself very quickly. Farham Freeman, the founder of the OFC, which stands for One Full Circle. We are the Melanated Community Resource Hub and Network. We're dedicated in first bridging the gap between the French and the English-speaking Melanated community and being of service to our community. We serve really as a 411 or a Google. People come to us for a little bit of everything. And then as they come to us, we refer them to you all as business owners within the community. The advantages and what I really enjoy about the OFC is the fact that we do have a network of individuals and families. It does give us an opportunity to build real tight bonds and relationships with individuals. We do have programs that we have for individuals. Some of the things I'm really excited about is the development of our OFC Holistic Healing Retreat and Campground that we're setting up to support the mental health, spiritual health, and physical well-being of our members in the community. So that we are currently developing, looking forward to getting that running in July. And then we're now starting a youth group we're calling OFCYG, which is to support parents who are homeschooling as well as parents who are looking for mentors for their for their tweens coming up. And it also creates opportunities, stage opportunities for young adults. So these are cool little initiatives that we have for individuals and families. But again, because we build these bonds, people do trust us, they do come to us for everything, and then we're able to refer them to you all as entrepreneurs. So that is fun and exciting for us. And a quick thing that I'm plugging now is our OFC Lotto Copac, which is our community wealth building and self-financing initiative that I'm super excited about. Tomorrow, June 8th, is going to be our first official draw. So we have some amazing sponsors in the community that have blessed us. So we have $500 to draw every week. So every week there's going to be an opportunity for a member in the community to win $500. And the only thing with that is that you have to spend the money within the community. So it's a win-win for everybody. And there's no limitations. You're allowed to, and Brother Adrian, I'll get you in a sec. And you're allowed to double dip if need. And when I say double dip, you could register as a business as well as an individual. So if you win, you can spend the money within your own company. The organizations are also able to take part. The only thing is you can't, a person can't just give a donation to an organization. You do have a product, you do need to have a product or service that you sell, and people could purchase that from you as well. There's tons of other things, but I won't deep dive into that because I want to make sure we have time to cover everything else today. But if you have more questions, definitely you're welcome to ask, and it'll be my pleasure to answer. All right, so that's my quick spiel. So before I respond to some of the things that came up, Brother Adrian, you had a question? You're on mute.
Yes, it's about for the raffle for the OFC.
Yep.
When you say supporting business, for example, us, we're going to be considered a business entity coming to the raffle.
Okay.
Could we use it internally also too, as supporting our own business?
Of course. So so if you're registered as a business and as an individual, you mean? Like, so because like if you register as a business, so that's for somebody to be able to come and spend money within you guys, like to come and support. You also have the option where you could come in as an individual as well. So you are the person who wins the money. If you win the money, you can spend the money within your own company.
As an individual.
Exactly. So, but that means you're registering, so you're paying. So again, just to kind of explain the price breakdown, as long as you're an active member and your memberships are up to date, as an individual, you only have to pay $24 for the year, and that gives you 52 entries, because that $24 basically you're in every week. And then as a business owner, there's just an additional $100 that you pay to be able to receive people who won the funds. So as long as you pay both, like to register on both sides, if you win the funds, you are allowed to spend the money within your own company.
Do you have to submit some sort of receipt saying that you supported a business, or?
Very good question. No, so the way it works, so now as the way it is set up right now, so let's say you win the funds and you say, I want to spend $500 in the barbershop. I want to pay for haircuts for everybody, for example. No problem. What from this end, we're transferring the funds directly to the barbershop. So you're able to go and the funds are covered, and that's how it goes. Like, we're actually giving you guys a little extra, because where we're going with this, as well as we're going to have these it's like actually I even have the prototypes here. It's like these cards, these loyalty cards that are going to actually have your credits on it. So that's the next phase. Right now, at this phase, we're doing the transfers to the entrepreneurs. The only thing we ask is just try to be as close as possible. You don't have to spend all the money in one location either. You could spend at different locations. You could tell us where you want to spend the money. We'll forward it there. The only thing is that, let's say you're going to spend $100 at a location. We'll send them the $100. If you only end up spending $80, the store will give you a credit. Like, they won't, like it's not like they're going to reimburse you the cash. Like, well, unless you work that out with them, like, we've sent the money to them, but you know what I mean? Like, it's like, they're not going to send us back like the difference that wasn't spent, and then we're not there yet. That would be awesome, but that's not where we're at. But in the future, we will have these cool cards, and it's going to be digital as well. So you either have a physical card you could use, or you'll have a digital wallet that you'll be able to use in the OFC locations.
Okay, thank you for the explanation.
No problem, and thank you for the inquiry. Okay, so we'll do a quick. There was a couple of quick points. Oh, yes, Dr. Williams.
I just want to know, is there a website to register?
Right now, we're doing it for you guys manually, because it's going to be on the OFC link for members to be able to register. But right now, we're doing it manually, and the reason for that is actually I had convinced COPAC to let us pilot this thing through the OFC. So the OFC members are getting it like before the rest of the world, really. So we're able to test it out. I'm getting feedback once we start doing the draws. I'm going to be getting feedback from you guys just so we could refine it before we go supernova with it. But in the meantime, the money's there. Businesses are here, and so are individuals. Everyone gets, we all get to play. But very good question, Dr. Williams. Okay, so anybody wants to register, you just email us, the member support team in the background. They're going to get back to you guys. They will manually register you guys. And then what happens once you're registered, you're going to get an email confirmation with your member ID number. And then so tomorrow on Facebook, we're doing it on the COPAC Facebook page. At noon is where we're going to do the draw, and you'll see it's like a digital thing. It's all automated. It's a system that's going to pull the numbers automatically, and then we announce who the winner is, and voila. Cool. So definitely, guys, take advantage. I want to be able to support, but I'm telling you guys, I put myself in there. So if I win, you guys know I'm going to be calling people to make sure you guys register, because I'm coming to spend money with you guys. Okay, so I want to just run through some things very quickly. Sue, I was going to ask, because I know a lot of times when when dealing with organic, the cost of organic food or vegan or vegetarian is really high. So I want to know if like how you're handling that. Like, do you have relationships with farms where you could get the things cheaper? If not, is that something that could be of value? Because where we're setting up the retreat, there's a lot of farms in the area. So if there is a way that we could help to, connect you with some of the farmers out there that maybe that could support or, like offer you products or, whatever at a cheaper rate, that's something that we can help with if it's necessary. I don't know if it's.
Yeah, that would be great. Well, right now I am working with one of the managers from Lupa Farms who is connected with a lot of wholesale grocery stores.
Okay.
So he was going to get me connected with some of them. But okay. If you know some farmers in your neighborhood, yeah, I would love to compare prices for sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So in that case, if you can make a note on your end to follow up with me on Thursday, I'm going to be out there on Thursday again, and I'll make it a point to put you in contact with some of the farmers out there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Hamsdel, I noticed Sue had made a comment, and I wanted just to ask a quick question about that. Like, do you work with electric vehicles and stuff as well?
Yes, for electrical cars, so only Tesla, because Tesla is a direct selling, so I cannot say support for Tesla. But if it's for the Nissan Leaf, for the Bolt, the Volkswagen ID4, so the other model, yeah, I can support. The same way, let's say I'm using, let's say, for the gas car.
Okay, so now when you're doing your presentation today, I do have some questions. When you're done, I'm going to have more questions about electric cars, because I see more and more people have them. But I'm wondering if that, is this where the future is going? Or should all of us be looking into getting electric cars? These are some of the questions I've had.
No.
Brother Stephen Walker, I first of all, I love the approach when connecting with artists and using artists as an outlet for mental health. Or letting them use their art as a way to express. I do have 2 artists that I would like to connect you with, because we have Sam I Am, who's a member of the OFC. She's a recording artist, and she does a thing called sound healing therapy. We've taken part, and we've helped her host a couple of sessions as well. It has been really exceptional. She does it for youth and adults. My wife as well, Shiata, she does a thing called drum healing, drum therapy, where they use gym bass, and they do healing sessions as well. So I could connect you. And then also we have a whole network of recording artists within the OFC that I could add you to that group, introduce you, and if there are other recording artists that you would like to connect with, then yeah, you'd be free to do that. Welcome to do that.
Thank you.
Cool. So remind me, and we'll follow up and give you those. Adrian, you had mentioned the prices are good for at the barbershop. And something that came up when I was speaking to youth the other day, and it could just be an angle that you could approach us with, is sometimes just getting a fresh haircut helps to boost a person's confidence and self-esteem. So maybe there's a way we could start leveraging relationships, because it has happened in the past. It was a couple of years ago, but I don't know if you guys remember that we had a guy who was trying to get a job. He was going for a job interview, but he didn't have the funds to get a haircut. I put it in the group, and the group put the funds together for the brother to get a haircut. It was really cool. I think they connected him with the food bank and stuff as well, and he got a donation for some clothes, all kind of different things. It really went over in the BLM, which was really awesome. But my point is that could be an angle. Maybe you guys could start looking into collaborating with sponsors who want to give youth these opportunities to get haircuts, like if they're going for job interviews or whatever the case. Maybe you have, it could be youth and young adults, who want to boost their confidence. Sometimes you could connect with people who work within mental health, because a lot of times you'll see like people who are going through different things. They're not necessarily thinking about their self-image or whatever be the case, but that could be a different angle that you could take to help boost people's self-confidence and self-image and different things like that. So I wanted to.
Anywhere to help, I wouldn't mind. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So then that's something we could deep dive, and we could look maybe even within the community. What would it take to create a kind of initiative like that? Let's say we wanted to sponsor 5 haircuts, 10 haircuts. We put the funds together. If it's $100, $150, it's not a lot of money. We could do that as a collective, but then we know we've sponsored 10, 15 haircuts. So now we could go and find the youth that need it, or let people know that this is available. Thanks to the OFC and then sponsors, we now we have a spot where they could go and get some haircuts if they need it, type of thing.
Yes, for sure.
Cool.
I'll mention it to the barber. He would like that. It's more revenue, more people coming in to visit, so it's good.
It's a win-win, right?
Win-win.
And and on that same note, I had made the same note for Dr. Williams, because you mentioned homeschoolers, and what I'm thinking also is, especially for the kids, because the kids are there's a price to them. It's a full curriculum that could benefit homeschoolers. Sometimes the homeschoolers don't have the financial means, so it could be another way where we could see how we could leverage the network if we have entrepreneurs, business owners who are willing to sponsor a certain portion of the kits to enable the homeschoolers to be able to use them. And then this could be something not like I'm thinking homeschool, but this could also expand to schools in general. Maybe some schools have the budget, but then you have schools like, options. You have those alternative learning centers that are smaller and a lot of times don't have the budgets like the bigger schools to be able to afford these type of curriculums. There could be an opportunity there as well, where if you could get a company who's willing to sponsor a kit for a learning center. And then that company gets the visibility and the kudos for helping community, and the learning center gets the benefit from the information.
Yeah, we still have up on our website right now a corporate donation site, exactly, because we actually launched that last Black History Month, which focused on corporations buying the kit and donating it to community center or school or whatever, reaching out to the community, giving into the community, especially those that are, into this diversity, inclusion, equity thing. So some of them have departments. It's kind of like a real boots on the ground way to say, yes, this is what we're believe in and what we're supporting. Also, I don't know if you remember at CCS, which is community organization here in Verdun, it used to be on de Maisonneuve. They actually used it in their camps, their summer camps. Now we didn't, this year, there was a whole bunch of tools that they created out of the kit. So there were like lawn-sized jigsaw puzzles and things that they actually created for games. So we have this whole, which again, we weren't prepared or thinking about the summer this year, but sometimes you have rainy days in a summer camp, right? And so what better tool to work with the kids than to teach them about Canadian Black history heroes and role models and stuff. So it's, but maybe by next year we'll be more prepared, starting in April or February, and contacting camps and saying, look, here's another resource you can use in your camp so the kids, make it play. So we set up rather than pedagogical, it became a tool, but you're also teaching at the same time. Why
Absolutely.
shouldn't the kids learn about, learn about Bonga and Purepoint and all of these other people during the summer? Like,
I love it.
maybe they won't get it in the fall at all.
So then, and with that, have you already connected with Ben, the member right now?
No, I haven't, because as I said, we did have these summer resources that we worked with CCS in 2016, before Desktop.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So that was 2016. So I haven't actually opened it up and say, wow, maybe there's another market that we should be thinking of targeting during the summer period,
Okay. So then
Sales
remind me
off.
to
There's no
connect you.
schools in the summer, so.
Sorry for cutting you. Yeah. So remind me to connect you with Ben, because his summer camp is more academic. So it is a cool.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you could keep it academic. It's just that we created all kinds of fun ways of, like huge jigsaw puzzles of Harriet Tubman and other Black characters, Canadian
Awesome.
Black characters. So
I love it.
anyway,
Okay. Thank you.
all right.
Two last quick things. It was actually, so this is, I guess, is a collective question, but maybe Ken or Velsa could better answer it. So guys, for the again, I coined it as the Business Success Initiative. First of all, did you guys come up with a name yet for the program that you guys are putting together to support entrepreneurs?
Velsia is the strategist.
All right, fine. I'm calling it the Business Success Initiative in the meantime. So look, the
Maybe Velsia has the name.
oh, hey, Velsia, we can see you. Oh, you're on your phone. Yeah. You don't look happy about that, but it's okay. But it was just a quick question, because I was speaking to somebody about the initiative, and they wanted to know if they, let's say they sponsor, are we able to give them a tax receipt? And I was like, I don't know. And again, so for those who might miss the session last week, Velsia and Ken, they put together an amazing tool, a program, actually, I should more call it a program, to support business owners with everything from sales, self-image, marketing, as well as a website, all in the kit. It's a 6-month program, amazing program to get entrepreneurs from A to Z. But there's obviously a fee to it. We're looking to subsidize the program. So that's it. So I started to speak to people about it, and that was one of the questions that came up, and I said I would bring it up when I see you guys.
They can get a invoice for their donation. That's about all I can give.
Yeah. So but it's not a charitable receipt. It's
no,
just
no, it won't be a charitable. We're not set up like that. We're not a nonprofit organization.
But the receipt, you could give them a receipt, like a tax receipt that they could write off as a marketing expense.
Yes.
Aha. Okay. Thank you. All right. So it could
It'll be an invoice which they can use for a tax deduction for the business. Yes.
Amazing. Okay. Thank you, guys. So that was my one thing. And Alvina, well, the question I had for you is maybe I'll ask you quickly, but if we have to deep dive, then you and I could talk about it offline. But I was wondering if a person, like, let's say right now there's a property that we're looking at, and Sister Carlene knows what I'm talking about. Hey, by the way, hi, Sister Carlene. I know you came in a little bit late. I know I want to give you a quick minute to introduce yourself before we give the floor to Hamsdale. But if let's say, for example, there's a property where it's like a rent to own situation, is it possible that through, let's say, your services, that the property would generate enough revenue to make it worth a rent to own? Because renting a property costs a little bit more than when you own it and you're paying a mortgage, right? But it's just, we're wondering if it's financially viable to do that, to take a property on a rent to own type of basis with the mindset of we're going to make it a Airbnb location. Is that something that
we have to run the numbers?
Okay.
I can't tell you just like that.
All right, perfect. Okay, that's what I thought. Awesome. Okay, so these are just some of the things I was thinking. So before I give the floor to Hamsdale, first, did anybody else have any questions, anything that they wanted to put out, any other quick highlights before we give the floor to Hamsdale? Congrats, Dr. Alvina. Good. No, okay. So then, Sister Carlene, I know you got here. You're a little bit behind schedule. Do you want to just introduce yourself real quick?
I just want to say hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much. Hi, nice to see you. Nice to hear from you guys. Let's bother himself talk.
Okay. No problem. Multitasking.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here with us, Sister Carlene. We'll talk later. So,
Yes.
Brother Hamsdell, so now that I would like to open the floor to you. I don't know how much time you need first. Like we usually say like a 5 to 7 minutes, but you tell me like, is that okay for you? But do you fall within that time frame?
So in 5 minutes, to present the business and then some hands to say on the car brokerage services.
Exactly that.
Okay.
And guys, I called out Hamdell this morning because he is a BNI veteran, so he knows what he's doing. But I also want it's good to set the example because I will be reaching out to each and every one of you all to have this opportunity to present your business in more detail. So I want you guys to feel comfortable.
All right, no problem.
So Brother Hamdell, thank you. And the floor is yours.
Thank you for this opportunity, Faro. It's a pleasure. So Hamza Jacques, car broker from AJ Auto. So I can tell you, I built the company, it was in 2012. So it was a part-time job because my hobbies was the car. I'm studying, let's say, industrial engineering just to make sure I can work, let's say, on the car manufacturing plant. But after, let's say, finishing my degree, people tell me, no, I should study, let's say, mechanical engineering. So I said, okay, no problem. So I decided to not go for a mechanical engineer. So I still work as an industrial engineer. And after a layoff, I decided to go to work as on the used car dealership, because I do like cars, everything. I can tell you honestly, it was not great at all because I did like the atmosphere, and the goal was to sell at any means, anytime, just to make the quota, the bonus. And I remember that was the reason I decided to drop, and then I decided to build the company. It was a woman, okay? It was a monoparental, nurse who bought, a Nissan Sentra. I remember it was a great car. He bought it on Wednesday, and Thursday he has to get back with the car because he heard the noise on the car. For sure, it was not a cash purchasing; it was a financement. And then, you know what? They were repairing the car, and then I can tell you the one was frustrated. He was sitting, on the couch, and then I don't know why I decided to go to see her. And then the woman told me, Hamza, is not normal because I bought the car yesterday, and then I have to bring back the car, so I'm missing 12 hours of work because she was a nurse working for 12, 13 hours, so that's bothering me a lot. And when I go to the garage just to check, just to have an idea what was the problem of the car, I heard the salesman talking with the mechanic who said, you know what, do something for me because I knew there was the noise on the car, but I want to sell it just to have my bonus for the month. I can tell you that's bothering me a lot. And I decided to resign. And 1 month after, I decided to call my clients who do not have any response from dealership just for the car. And then I decided, said, you know what, I'm gonna check something for you. I make some phone calls, negotiate the price, and then boom, I have the first sale. And other customers, I did the same thing. And when I saw I have the sale, I said, you know what, there's an opportunity there, there's a business there. So I decided to go as a car broker. So I'll be honest with you, my goal, if you don't have time to shop a car, you don't want to avoid the pressure of the salespeople. You want to make sure when you buy a car and then you're gonna have the real price, or mostly, if you're gonna have a reliable used car, I'm the person who's gonna support you from the end, from the beginning to the end. So when I'm gonna call, I'm gonna take, I'm gonna collect all the data, I'm gonna propose you, recommend you some models, and then I'm gonna check, with all the dealership, I have a good partnership. I can tell you, honestly, right now, it's very hard to negotiate the price because, because of the COVID, all the dealership, they want to catch up, so many of them, they raise the price. So where I can support you a lot on your used car, if you want to buy a used car, I can check if it's gonna be a reliable used car or not. Because my goal, when you're gonna buy a used car, I don't want you after 6 months or 1 year, you're gonna have to go to the mechanics to make many repairs. So this is my goal, to make sure you're gonna have, a good one. If you have, a used car, you have to keep it, for at least 4 or 5 years, And for sure, for the brand new car, for sure, I'm gonna support you trying to negotiate the price. If I cannot negotiate the price, I'm gonna negotiate the accessories, like the extended warranty, tires, remote starter. So this is where I can support you. And based on when you ask for me for the electrical cars, actually, it's a trend right now because the gas is going up. So many people go, they say, with the electrical cars. For the summer, it's good because when they told you the autonomy of the cars could be 500 kilometers, yes, during the summer, it can go from 480 up to 500. But when it's for the winter, it's gonna go from 500 to 250. So you have to make sure when you have an electrical car, you're not making, let's say, long roads, because that was, you see, the issue of many people who has a electrical car for this winter. They're complaining a lot. They have a lot of stress when they have, let's say, to drive because, you know, because of the winter, you have the heated seat, you have the heat, everything. So you lose a lot of autonomy. So when you have an electrical car, make sure you're gonna have, let's say, the heated pump. So instead of going from 500 to 250, you're gonna bring you maybe to 300 or 350. So this is
I'm
advice
sorry,
I can
you
give
said the
you.
heated pump? I just want to know.
Yeah, the heated pump. When you have an electrical car, you have to make sure that the electrical car has a heated pump. So you're gonna take back, let's say, the heat, let's say, which is, let's say, waste, to bring back, let's say, as a kinetic energy, and then you can still have a better autonomy for the car. So actually, all the people who knows about electrical car, they're going, let's say, for the heated pump, you know. So it's gonna be very support for you. So I know this is the trend right now. Yes, you can go it, but I don't think you're gonna last it here for a long time because we're talking right now with the hydrogen car, which is gonna be, let's say, the future. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like I see going on the gas pump, but you're gonna have hydrogen pump, and then you're gonna take you maybe 5 minutes, let's say, to fill up, let's say, your car with hydrogen. But the autonomy of the car, it's longer than the electrical car. See, and then the company, the car manufacturing plant who's working on the hydrogen, the say car is going to be Toyota. So you know Toyota is a leader on the car. So when they're working on something and it's very reliable, for sure it's going to come. They think it's going to come maybe in the next 15 years, but for the way, let's say, I saw, let's say, the news, the articles, maybe the next 10 years it's going to come, let's say, faster. Yeah, you see. So actually, if you have, let's say, you want to see to invest to have, let's say, the rechargeable battery, the rechargeable, let's see, where you can recharge your car. You want to invest on the electrical car because you know electrical car is very expensive. Yes, you can do it, but pay attention when you're using it during the winter. You can lose a lot of autonomy for the car. So this is the advice you can give, let's say, for electrical cars. So as you know, my goal is to help you find your car within your budget, within your criteria. You want to buy a used car or a brand new car. If you want to make a leasing, a cash purchasing, or financement, I'm here to support you. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you very much. That was a great presentation and gave great context. And I had raised my hand because I had another quick question. When it was just, again, concerning this electrical car thing. When you say that don't make long trips, like let's say the normal long trip for me is driving to Toronto. So we're talking about a 5-hour drive. Now, so when you say you'll have, you normally have 500, what? When you're driving?
500 kilometers for the autonomy. So if you have to go to Toronto, I think is 600 kilometers.
Okay.
You have to think that you're gonna have to stop maybe once or 2 times. You see, just maybe to recharge to the battery, you see? So, and I'll be honest with you, the car who has the longest autonomy is gonna be Tesla.
Okay.
You see, I think Tesla, they go up to 550, but the other one is around, let's say, 400. So when you have to go to Toronto, you have to have you're gonna make maybe at least 2 stops.
Okay.
To recharge the battery.
Okay, very, I love this. Now, this is exceptional, and thank you again. So before we close up, did anybody else have any other questions for Hamsdel concerning his business? As you guys are hearing him speak now, if you know people in the back of your mind that could benefit from this service, we're here to help each other to generate more revenue, to get more leads, get more referrals. So please do not hesitate. Please send off the contacts. Did everybody take out the time to share their contacts in the chat? Sorry, that was one thing I did forget.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so please Okay, I was like, you need to drive your wife then. Okay, yeah, cool. No problem, Ken. Thank you. All right, well, we're closing right now as well, guys. So I hope everybody enjoyed today's meeting. I certainly did. I am grateful to all you all for being present here this morning. I'm grateful to life, God, our creator, and to our ancestors for giving us an exceptional business team meeting today. And I ask that life continue to bless us, continue to support our businesses, that they be able to generate the revenue that we need to support ourselves, our families, as well as our communities. Hotep, amen, and Ashe, guys. See you guys next week. Invite somebody to come out. We're back on Zoom, so it's a lot easier. Just share the link. Tell them they're welcome to join us. Cool. Thanks,
And
guys. Have an
Preston-
amazing.
And Preston's at 9 o'clock.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the reminder, guys. Preston's. Oh yeah, Preston, where are we meeting now? Oh, is Preston still here?
Great question. On Google Meet, I'm gonna drop the link. Oh boy, in the WhatsApp group.
Okay, perfect. All right, and if needed, I'll resend it by email.
Yeah,
And,
perfect.
and my computer's back up, so I'll be there.
Yay.
Awesome.
All right, guys. See you guys soon. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Okay.
Amsdale,
See you.
do you have 2 seconds?
Excuse me?
Amsdale, do you have 2 seconds?
Yes, again, no problem. Yep.
Yeah, I
Mine?
know.
Okay,
this-
yeah, okay. You guys could actually, well, no, hold on, wait. Let me turn off this recording because now it's different. Obviously, it's not
Okay.
like AirMeet. If I shut down and close this for everybody,